this point, you should have a well-defined scientific question or engineering problem. The research you've conducted will lead you to a hypothesis, which is a possible answer to your question or solution to your problem. You will now need to develop a procedure to see if your hypothesis is supported or not supported by data. First, consider how you will vary the independent variable and how you will measure its effect on the dependent variable. Ideally, these are measured numerically. If not, consider developing a scale. Only the independent variable should be changed. That way you can be sure that the dependent variable responded to the independent variable. Every time you do your procedure, you are conducting a trial. Your procedure should specify the number of trials, at least 3 for each value of the independent variable, but more may be required. Conducting many trials ensures that your results are repeatable and that they did not occur by chance. Different trials may or may not be run at the same time. An experiment often involves comparing an experimental group to a control group. The experimental group consists of trials where you change the independent variable. The control group does not include the independent variable, but is otherwise identical to the experimental group. The features kept the same between each group are called controlled variables. These will allow you to conclude that any differences in the dependent variable between trials are due to the independent variable. Another type of experiment involves conducting several trials with different values for the independent variable. Because you are comparing the trials to each other, a control trial is not necessary. You will still need control variables to explain the differences between each trial. Whether you need a control will depend on your experiment. Your procedure should be a set of steps for varying and measuring your variables. These steps should be clear to ensure consistency during the experiment. They should also be detailed so that any scientist could repeat your experiment and verify your results. Include a specific list of materials, including where you got any unusual or hard-to-find items. For engineering projects, your procedure will describe how you will build and test your prototype. The prototype itself is the independent variable, as you will vary the prototype during the engineering and design process. The results to the test you conduct are the dependent variables. You will still need control variables to ensure the validity of your test, and your procedure will still need to be clear and detailed to ensure consistency. No matter the kind of project, your procedure will need to include how you will measure and record data and what kinds of analyses will be completed using the data. Remember, detailed notes and observations will make it easier for you to explain your findings. There is no such thing as too much information, as you will organize the data later. When taking a measurement, include units and numbers. Make sure you are measuring properly and to the correct precision. Write everything down in one notebook, including dates and times of data collection, to keep things organized as you work. You can also visit the Analyze Data and Draw Conclusions page to get a better idea of what kind of data you will need to collect.